Welcome back to the channel. This is your channel for Marvel Strike Force discussions for folks who pay a little, not a lot, do maybe a little bit of value spending here or there, but mostly you're just here to collect the characters, see their animations, and make progress through the player versus environment, or just like not versus other players, but through the actual player against the game kind of goals. So today I want to come and talk to you about, hey, who's not farmable? Who's not farmable in Marvel Strike Force at the start of September 2020? 2020, quite a year. Some of them don't really matter to me. Some of them do, and I'll talk about a little about where I think some may land and some we may not see for quite a while. I'm starting off here. Symbiote Spider-Man, he has been very available. He's not currently farmable. He's not in any orbs, so I'm going to put him on the list, but he's been very available this year. I got way up into 6 stars. I gave him 6 red stars with some of the promotion credits I was able to collect through Dark Dimension 3. He is an MVP of Dark Dimension 3, and he's been very available. But if you're starting to play now, or if you didn't make as much progress as, say I was able to do during the last 3 milestones before Emma Frost came to the game, then yeah, you probably do want to add some more stars to him, and he's not available anymore. He's not even orb-tainable in the milestone orbs like previous milestone characters of Captain Marvel here and Agent Coulson. So I'm not terribly worried about Captain Marvel either, because I've been able to collect her all the way to 7 stars. I've made progress on Agent Coulson, but these are tough. I really was trying to think, do I consider them to be farmable, given that they have a higher chance in the milestone orbs? And I have to go with no. It takes a really long time to farm them up, or even to unlock them if you're starting from a dead still. Now, they were available when their milestone events were running. That was just fine. Unlocking Captain Marvel was not tough with Widowmaker's bonuses. But if you're starting now, it's a whole different ballgame. Adding Captain Marvel to your roster is very difficult. Adding Agent Coulson to your roster is very difficult. It seems like they should be doing some updates to the milestone orbs, maybe pulling Captain Marvel out, make her farmable somewhere. Keep Coulson in at the lower rate and put Symbiote Spider-Man in at the higher rate, and that would at least start a trend. 2 data points aren't a trend, but I'll call it a trend if they would actually do it. Now, the character that's been unavailable and who's only orb-tainable for the longest, though she was very available in July. Anybody who's new to the game, even a month and a half ago, should have her unlocked, is Minerva. So while I would like to see her a lot more available, it's hard to make her even more available than she was, either for folks who had her in the character campaign last, I believe it was February, March, somewhere in there, or in the login rewards of July. So, that's amazing, to be able to get her that way. I would like to get her to 7 stars, so if she was available some other way, even if it was difficult, I'd be very happy about that. Now, let's talk about Squirrel Girl. There's actually 2, so they came out in the same patch. Squirrel Girl, which is almost too new to expect to be farmable. Beast, and I'm not even including Emma Frost, because technically I can farm her through the milestones of gold battles and campaign energy every day, and I am farming her really very rapidly. So technically she's farmable right now. So I'm not going to include her in this list. But Squirrel Girl and Beast are almost too new. Zemo is absolutely too new. He was just released last week, and one of the short list of characters I actually spent a little on. Again, I have this gut feeling that maybe these 2 right here, Zemo and Red Skull, non-minion Hydra, may unlock something. I have a feeling about that. I think it's a lot more likely than, say, Doc Ock and Chargeable Sinister Six unlocking a third something, because they can already unlock Shuri and Invisible Woman, so that just feels unlikely. But non-farmable Hydra's possible. And Swarm is also very much too new to really be concerned about. Like, he'll make it eventually. For me personally, I don't really care until I'm able to get Doc Ock, which brings me to the first character I think is of critical importance to become farmable sometime soon, and that's X-23. So they're clearly signaling that they're either not going to make the full X-Force team farmable before the first run of the Doc Ock Legendary event, or it'll be so close to the event that you can't possibly make enough progress that way. So I don't know how they'll do it. They've just added, they're going to add Domino either this week. I think it's in probably the maintenance that has just popped up in game. See this one down here, undergo maintenance at 9:30. Tomorrow, that's probably when Domino hits the Blitz orbs at a higher rate than others, which is orb obtainable. Personally, I'm fine with that because it kind of suits the character, and I already have her at 5 stars. But X-23, like, I don't know. Like, without her, you cannot unlock Dr. Octopus right now. They may launch other X-Force characters in the future. Who knows who? But she needs to be available somehow to be able to work toward Dr. Octopus. I've got nothing else to work on. When Maul comes in the theoretical next week, I'm done with all legendaries except Dr. Octopus. So what do I work on? I've already finished Dark Dimension 3. I keep thinking about Dark Dimension 4 right here because this guy, Mr. Doom, is my long-term goal right now because I finished Dark Dimension 3, at least the first one. The second one, I mean, great, I'll get the second one. I can't use any of the materials, but I will like having a 5-star Ultimus. It'll help me when there's a raid selector for gamma raids on 4 nodes every third cycle of the raid. Let's just not get too far into how useless that is. And I really don't think that those rewards are going to change enough to make any kind of difference, any material difference on how I play the game. A little bit more gold, a little bit more maybe ABCs. I just don't see how that. A few more alpha, beta, or gamma raid orbs for. I just don't see that making a big difference to my gameplay. But here, yeah, X-23 needs to go somewhere. I mean, given that they're adding Domino to the Blitz orb, I kind of hope that means she won't land in Blitz. Probably Blitz is the toughest store for me to farm right now. I just finished Toad and Strife, and that balanced out with constantly needing the resources to get war consumables going is rough. I don't really want her to land there. It'd be great if she landed in Arena. I don't think that'll happen. That doesn't feel right. War store, maybe, but suddenly, I don't know what's happened, but War is my second easiest store to farm from now. Like, Arena's the easiest, War's the second easiest, then I would say Raid, though it just seems the characters never pop up there. Like, I'm getting Cyclops out of there now, which is fantastic. And then there's, Blitz. I'd say Blitz is the hardest one to deal with. But if they put her in the War Store, fine. I don't care. There's one node available in the Doom campaign, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. But yeah, the most important to be farmable is X-23. Hopefully we'll hear about that sometime in the next month, at least before Doc Ock comes out, or maybe shortly after. I don't really care if he's a second round. I don't want to work on that team right now, so I'll just wait. Now, Yo-Yo not being farmable or being orb-tainable, especially with her picture on it, is kind of obnoxious. But I would like to be able to farm Yo-Yo. I'm not going to use her here as 3-star. She's not usable at 3-star. End of story. So I don't know where they'd put her, but it sure would be helpful if she landed somewhere. Red Skull, I think, is going to, again, be required along with Zemo and Winter Soldier and Crossbones, plus one other that they'll want to sell to us to unlock something with non-minion Hydra. I don't know. Red Skull needs to come out and be farmable too. That one would make a lot of sense to be War Store, along with Taskmaster. Though, I mean, Red Skull's been out a lot longer than Taskmaster. Maybe he just sells that well still. I mean, personally, I don't want to put any money into a pure Nazi. Like, just be straight about it. That's his character. Like, I don't want anything to do with that. I'll put game resources, but I'm not going to put dollars into a character with that specific trait. Well, I'm not that guy. All right, but Taskmaster, he could be farmable somewhere. I mean, both of these are usable. Like, I can understand waiting a little on Taskmaster because he's so overpowered in War. on defense. So maybe we need to get a few more counter teams before they make him super available. Now that's kind of the same scenario here with the Black Order. They are the meta team for arena defense. A lot of people are pouring a lot of resources into them after they finish Dark Dimension 3. I'm not, and I'm not going to. But I would like to be able to star them up sometime so I could at least, like, say, use Corvus in Red Star Blitz. That would be kind of, like, nice and stuff. Not that I need it. I can finish the Sunday Premium Orb and Red Star Blitz with only a fraction of my roster now, because I have so dang many teams. But it would be nice to make some work. I don't think that they're going to be really heavily farmable until much later in the year, given that they're a meta and they want people to be able to counter the arena metas and not just sit there and stare at them and say, oh, well, there's another Black Order that I can't deal with, even though most of them are dealable, even up to the 500Ks. Domino should be available tomorrow. That's what I'm assuming this maintenance is about, is adding her and some other quick updates to the game. Then, yeah, Coulson, I think he should stay in the Milestone Orb, but just kind of take a lower percentage, add Symbiote Spider-Man as the higher percentage, kind of just swapping out what Captain Marvel is. They need to update that orb just kind of top to bottom now. The characters that are in there need to have some of the newer characters in the Milestone Orb. We need to swap out the key ingredients of the Milestone characters that are obtainable there. And then finally, Squirrel Girl, who I really like. I really like this character. I think she's going to be important for anything city-related for the foreseeable future, both her and Doc Ock. Like, when I see Doc Ock, I stared. I'm not including Doc Ock in this list. I'm not including Electro, who hasn't even, like, had a character offer yet. I assume she'll probably come out tomorrow, too, at that refresh. So I'm not going to include those in this list. And when you talk about it, this is a really short list of characters who aren't farmable. It's only 15 of 143. That's, like, just a little over 10%. Which means over 90% of the characters you can just get them in this game through some form of farming, and I have almost all of them at 7 stars. I just finished up Ghost Rider today. So just as a recap, there's a lot of things going on here. We need X-23 the most. Beast and Squirrel Girl and several others like Zemo and Swarm, they're so new, they don't really expect them to come out. I don't think they'll put much of the Black Order out unless they figure out some new tiers of the Doom campaign. Maybe stick them there. They did mention that there were further tiers of the Doom campaign that will come out. But I do think that one in particular, so X-23's got to land somewhere, and in the next, she'll be there. If she doesn't land in September, she'll be there in October. So we'll find out where she lands relatively soon. Hopefully Yo-Yo gets a home. And the final one I want to talk about is Beast. Beast, like Ironheart, is quite honestly a dud. So nobody's like crazy excited about this character. It's like, hey, he's kind of an also-ran with the X-Men team. At least right now, maybe there's some future use that makes him a lot more critical. So where I think that Beast may land in the not-too-distant future is some update where we go to Doom War and they flip out this Thor out of here. And why would you have to clear all the way through heroes chapters, villains chapters, all the way to the top, and then all of a sudden, now you can get Thor? That makes no sense whatsoever. I think Beast is going to come here, and I don't think it's going to be that long from now when it happens. I think we'll find an X-23 a home first, then Beast will come here somehow. Maybe it all comes with a new tier of the Doom campaign where they have some new threshold requirements and, of which characters and teams you can use to acquire these characters. But that's really it. These are the characters you can't get. I would love to be able to finish Minerva. I'd love to be able to work on Yo-Yo. I'd work on Beast if he was farmable somewhere, but he's not important to what I want to try to accomplish. And really, there's not much else to do except collect these characters and just kind of sit back and endure 156 wars a year and all this blitz and wait for Dark Dimension 4 to arrive. I hope you're having a great day. I am having a great day here. I'm still enjoying Marvel Strikes Force a lot. I've really put it in its own niche it's not the center of what I'm doing at all. Like, I spend more time working in my garden and running and working, just plain working, than I do on this game and on this hobby of talking with you. But if you ever have any topics you'd like me to dive into, just let me know. Happy to think about it, and I'll share with you what my thoughts are. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Stay healthy.